Morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm here live in London doing our nighttime devotion from the devotional Conflict and Courage. The title today, The Living Coal. The scripture reading comes from Isaiah 6 verses 6 and 7. Then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar. And he laid it upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this have touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. Isaiah had denounced the sin of others, but now he sees himself exposed to the same condemnation he had pronounced upon them. He had been satisfied with a cold, lifeless ceremony in his worship of God. He had known this until the vision was given him of the Lord. How little now appeared his wisdom and talents as he looked upon the sacredness and majesty of the sanctuary. How unworthy he was, how unfitted for sacred service. The vision given to Isaiah represents the condition of God's people in the last days. They're privileged to see by faith the work that's going forward in the heavenly sanctuary. And the temple of God was opened in heaven, and there was seen in his temple the ark of the testament. As they look by faith into the Holy of Holies and see the work of Christ in the heavenly sanctuary, they perceive that they are a people of unclean lips, a people whose lips have often spoken vanity and whose talents have not been sanctified and employed to the glory of God. Well may they despair as they contrast their own weakness and unworthiness with the purity and loveliness of the glorious character of Christ. But if they, like Isaiah, will receive the impression the Lord designs, shall be made upon the heart, if they will humble their souls before God, there is hope for them. The bow of promise is above the throne. There is hope, and the work done for Isaiah will be performed in them. God will respond to the petitions coming from the contrite heart. We want the living coal from off the altar placed upon our lips. We want to hear the word spoken, thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. The live coal is symbolical of purification. If it touches the lips, no impure word will fall from them. The living coal. So, this is referring back to yesterday's devotion, where the angel took the coal from the altar of sacrifice and placed it on Isaiah's lips, which, as says here, represents purification. And when the coal is placed upon the lips, iniquities are taken away, sins are purged, and no impure words would then come out of those lips. Very good, very interesting. But I want to reference to something which is very important. You see, when Noah built the ark and there was the flood, and then Noah was rescued, his family, all the animals in the flood, in the ark, in the flood. And then, of course, the waters dispersed. The ark came and rested. God made a promise that he would place a bow in the sky. You can see a bow in the sky. As a promise that he will never ever flood the earth again. That is God's promise to us. And it's referenced here. The bow of promise is above the throne. This is referring to that same bow that God promised after the flood. The bow of promise is also above the throne. It's his promise. Don't be deceived by any other interpretation of what the bow represents. If ever you want to know what the bow represents, go to the story of Noah in Genesis. Other than that, the living coal on your lips represents purification and the purge of sin. Do not go and get a live hot coal and put it on your lips. This is a spiritual connotation, not a physical one.